We're doing another joint video. We do some of these joint movie reviews, I guess you could say. We've done a few of them before this, and now we are doing a fun talk about Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes.
The fourth movie in the Monsterverse.
Yeah, the new Monsterverse.
New Monsterverse, yes. Not what we grew up watching.
I think it's like 87th in the Godzilla films. It's somewhere along there.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so I've been looking forward to this for about a year now. And I was excited. I was more excited it came out on HBO Max so I could watch it from home and not go anywhere. I think I would have liked it a little bit more if it was on a big screen, because you saw it on the big screen, right?
I did see it on a big screen. It was my first return to the theater since last March.
Okay.
I rented out a theater to invite some friends to go see Godzilla versus Kong, because I was like, this is a movie that needs to just be seen big and loud.
Yeah.
And I've watched it in the theater, and I've also watched it on HBO Max. And I will say, obviously, the theater experience is much better than what you get at home. Just because it's bigger, it's louder, it's just awesome.
Did you feel the side plot got better in the movie theater?
No.
Okay.
No.
God.
The side story with like Millie Bobby Brown, it was pointless. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I understood what they were trying to get at. Spoilers in this review a little bit.
Yeah,
I get that they were trying to go at the bad corporation, but it was not good. It dragged the film down.
But really, when I was talking to my co-host Justin after we went to the movie, he was like, were they really a bad corporation?
I don't think they were evil like the environmentalists in the last one.
No, I mean, they're just trying to create something to protect us from the Titans. Like, is that so bad?
I don't think Apex was I think it was a little odd how they did it. But I don't think they're villains per se. Now they were kind of like Tony Stark. They couldn't control what they created.
There you go. Okay.
So I'll go with that. But overall, though, I mean, I think that there was a better way to get to that point. I think that was the problem. And I didn't like that they didn't have Kyle Chandler in it, except for 2 scenes. I don't even know what his point was at that.
No, he was just kind of, hey, remember, he was in the last movie. Let's just throw him in really quick.
He's still here. Look, hi. How much do you think he got paid for that? Those 2 scenes.
I don't know. And I'm wondering if there was a whole other side plot that got removed.
Yeah.
Like, so was this a 2.5+ hour movie that really got cut up?
So you could say # release the Chandler cut.
We could.
Okay. I'm just saying that it worked for the Snyder cut, which I still have to finish. I finished
it for you a few times. I've watched it 3+ times. So
12 hours of your life. Jeez.
So this new Monsterverse, it started in 2014 with Godzilla, and then we got Kong, Skull Island, and then Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Yes.
Were you a fan of this new Monsterverse going into this?
Yeah, I had no issue with it. I like this Monsterverse a lot. I started sharing them with my 11-year-old son. The only one he hasn't seen is Godzilla, because it wasn't available on HBO Max up until last week, I think. So we have to watch that one, the 2014. In its place, I just showed him the 1998 Matthew Broderick one, because far superior. Far superior. Far. Let's have Hank Azaria and Matthew Broderick be our action stars. Anyways, so I will say that I think Godzilla versus Kong was maybe my least favorite. I'm still going back and forth on that. We'll get to it in the end, but between that and Godzilla.
Because I rewatched all three of these before going to see Godzilla versus Kong. I'm a big fan of this. Like going into these movies, just like the last one, King of the Monsters, people are like, there's no plot. The people are awful. Like they're pointless, which is true. Like, but you're not going to see this movie for the great acting and the super awesome story. I just need a little filler for the next fight, just to kind of like calm down a little bit. Okay, give me another fight so I can get amped up.
Yeah, and I think King of Monsters, we watched that. That was the second time I've seen it, and I liked it better the second time. I liked it a whole lot better the second time. I was disappointed the first time, and then you know what? I will say I think Skull Island had the best story, the characters, I should say.
Yeah, I agree.
I think King of Monsters had a really good, I wouldn't say story. I would say the actors in it were decent, and I don't have a problem with that plot as much. I think everybody did a really good job with it. Kyle Chandler, I think, was the heart of it. I had no issue with him. I thought that was decent. The problem I had with Godzilla is every time Godzilla was on the screen, they showed something else. And I'm like, no, go back to Godzilla fighting the Mutos.
Because that one, they tried to film it in the perspective of if you were in this when they showed up. Like, you'd kind of see it, and then it kind of panned away from him. It
was very Cloverfield-like.
Yes.
That get the hell out of here. And I think they realized that was a mistake. Because
it was still good. The final fight was pretty good in it. But yeah, I think that Godzilla movie, Godzilla's in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It feels
screen
like
time.
Oh my God, he's going to fight one. Nope. Where are we going? Where are we following?
The doors are closing.
Why are we following Elizabeth Olsen? I don't care. But no, I thought Godzilla versus Kong, I thought the fight scenes were good. Blake, my co-star, had issues because he was in the military. He was stating that he did not think an aircraft carrier could hold either of those two.
I don't think so. I was wondering that, especially when Kong jumps off like a battleship to leap himself over. That battleship would just crush in half.
Yes.
And then he lands on the aircraft carrier.
No issue.
I don't think it would hold both of them. One of them, it would be tough, especially the way he landed on it.
And if it could, what does the military know in real life that we don't know? That's why it's holding this. Do they know something about Titans?
Although, I mean, we don't have the means to make a shuttle that can shoot from, where they were to Tokyo real quickly in a tunnel. So
that you know of. That you know of.
True.
That you know of. I will say, so getting to the fights, there was 2 major fights on the aircraft carrier, Godzilla and Kong.
Yes.
And then the very end is Godzilla and Kong. And then Mechagodzilla said, hey, what about me?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, I'm here now.
Yeah. We're like, wait, what's this guy doing here? Like, no, get out here. So he showed up. I thought the 2 fights were very well done. I enjoyed it. They did not do the Paul Greengrass of shooting like every 2 seconds, moving the camera shots. So I appreciate that. Paul, what are you doing, buddy? So I like that you could actually see what was going on. I like that there was a definitive winner between Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah. I didn't like who the winner was, but I'm glad that there was.
I like that nobody said Mothra and they stopped fighting, so that was nice.
I mean, although there was a scene where they're face to face, they're screaming at each other, and then Godzilla walks away. So
it's true.
It could have been said at that point.
Mothra.
You don't know.
Why'd you say that? Did you see online? Not to digress here, but there's a rumor going on that they think Mothra and Godzilla got together, and that one of his eggs could be in the next one. Like,
I believe it. I mean, they left Mothra kind of. She died in the last one, but then they left what was an egg.
Yeah. So I like
Mothra.
I thought she was a great. I love the character of her, the monster of her in this series, and I think I would love to see her revisited. But yeah. So, anyways, with this one, I thought the fight scenes were good. I love that Kong had an axe. I love that.
Yeah.
I have a fucking axe now. Don't mind me. I'm going to kill you.
The Hollow Earth, I kind of would have loved to just explore that more.
So my thought was this, is when they got there, I love the Hollow Earth. I think it would have worked better if you took away that Millie Bobby Brown side plot. Or condense it to like 10 minutes. Condense it to 10 minutes. And I think if you focused more on a Jurassic Park type experience when they got to Hollow Earth with the humans, like their ship landed, they couldn't go farther into Kong's cave with the ship, so they had to walk to his cave, to his throne. And then you could have done a little bit more, even 15 minutes more, of like them exploring the island on themselves. I think that would have helped. I think that would have been cool.
Instead of like, oh, he did a quick fight with these creatures, and then, oh, look, we're up in the mountain where he's going already, and he found an axe.
Yeah. And he did find an axe. But I like that, that you did see other creatures. I like the Hollow Earth part. I just wish that there was more, like, if you were going to do it, I wish they would have done like a Jurassic Park type of experience at that point.
Make the destination once you get to Hollow Earth to Kong's, quote unquote throne. Take a little bit, like explore some of that on your way. I would have liked that. I would have liked that.
I would be fine with the spin-off series of I keep wanting to say Modak. That's not it. Monarch down there. I would have loved to have seen them do it.
I think it'd be kind of a perfect setup for an HBO Max series if they decided to, hey, we need more content. Let's do something like this.
Like I said, I think I would probably give this a C+, and I think it's basically because I really hated the side plot. I really hated it. That was rough.
It really didn't serve any purpose, especially once they got to where they needed to, and the whole way it settled is we're gonna pour some whiskey into a computer.
Yes. But you know what? It was a podcaster that helped solve the world's problems.
It was a podcaster, and his audio quality from the way his podcast sounds, the way he records it, it wouldn't sound that good. So
no,
I took issue with that too.
History of Bad Ideas has better sound quality than this. Come on, Cinema Guys has better sound quality than this. When
he wasn't using a mic, he was using his laptop.
Yeah, there's no way. It's always like when you see the commercials and they're using a Blue Yeti and it's tilted. No, you can't.
Yeah, they pointed at them.
Yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't work. Side little thing.
So, for me, I love the fight scenes. I thought the fight scenes were awesome. When he gets up on the aircraft carrier and Kong just right off the bat just clocks him upside the head.
Yes.
And then Godzilla was like, oh, fine. And then smacks him. Like, I was like, yes. And you could just, the CG in it was really good. And you could see those big hits in those monsters, and the fight in Tokyo with the bright colors and the neon kind of, I looked at it as like, oh, this is kind of like a mix of Tron and in a MonsterVerse, because it looks like Tron World. Even their machines kind of look like Tron bikes. And it looked fantastic.
My issue was that every freaking movie now, because everybody cried from the DC universe, not the DC fans, I'm talking other people that saw the DC universe. Oh, too many innocents died in Man of Steel. I think it was Man of Steel, wasn't it? When they destroyed Metropolis or Gotham or whatever.
That's why in BVS now they went to an abandoned island.
Yeah. Now they have to say, oh, well, we got rid of everybody. We evacuated everyone in Tokyo. Like, really? Nobody fucking cares. It's a movie about two giant monsters. These people are not real that are dying. Oh, my God. They're like, well, we evacuated. Oh, really? There's no way you evacuated 10 million people in that time.
They started to. Yeah, there's no way. Because during the fight, I think you see people like watching, like, ooh. Like,
yeah,
no.
which goes to show you that even in the cinema world, that people are stupid. I'm just going to stand around while giant monsters are attacking. Sounds great. Let's do it.
A giant lizard and a giant monkey. Whoa, where's my cell phone? I need to film this.
Let me get it. I will say that my son and I have started to dub Godzilla Chubby Godzilla. We've looked at every movie he's gotten skinnier in the movies because
he's been working out.
He has. King of Monsters, he was a little bit chubby. This one, he looked a little bit skinnier.
He's got really, really big legs, and he kind of like comes up to a point when it comes up to his head.
Yeah, he's kind of like a soccer player. Like, he has some good calves. Like, I could see him scoring in the World Cup. But I mean, that was a small complaint. But overall, though, I mean, I love the animals, the monsters they showed on Hollow Earth. I had to look them up. The Warbats, which is the ones that wrap Kong in the wings. Those were cool. And then I think we've talked about off air, like when they're in the desert or going across the desert, I think. And that little
the one lizard that comes across.
Yeah.
Like goofy lizard looking one.
Yeah, it's like a Babadoo, or I forget what it's called. But or that's what they think it is from the early black and white ones.
Well, his face, because they kind of gave him like goofy eyes. It almost looked like, from the son of Godzilla, his little.
Yes,
because they kind of made him look a little bit like that. Like, is he going to start blowing smoke rings?
Yeah, just. But I like that. And then those creepy bat things inside the cave were, those things were creepy.
Yeah, they were like a mix of a couple animals. They kind
of look like a demon spawn face. And then I don't know. So Brad, you're the scientist. Could you explain to me how it was hell to get to Hollow Earth? They had to go invert themselves and all that stuff. But all Godzilla blowing a tunnel from Tokyo, they could just fly right back.
I don't know. Justin and I were having this discussion. He goes, they couldn't just go there the whole time? Just dig a hole straight down. Godzilla did.
Hey, Godzilla, help us out. Why does
just
Biden
shoot straight down?
Biden doesn't need an infrastructure plan. He just needs Godzilla, and then we're fine.
In the same thing where they're like, they need a Titan to show them the way.
Mm-hmm.
But the one guy's brother was there, but got crushed because they didn't have the right science. You already know where to go.
Yeah, I don't know why you need Kong to show you.
You've been there.
And this was not a smart plan of, we're going to keep Kong tied to a ship. And the one scientist that is the premier expert on Kong, she's like, oh, no, I charted it, so Godzilla's not in these waters. Well, you failed there. You had one job to do, and you failed.
I thought, why didn't you fly him the whole time?
Yeah, that could have worked too.
Obviously you were fine flying him right after the attack. Why not fly him now?
24 hours away by boat to get to this thing. When they flew him. And I like that Kong was a nice monster. He just stayed on the ship like, I'm tied up, I'm fine, here's my fish, have a good day.
I did the girl who befriended Kong. I really liked her. I thought she was awesome.
Trying to see who that is.
That actress, she is deaf in real life.
Really?
Yes. So she, obviously my son, when we were watching it in the theater, because they're signing to each other and the subtitles come across the bottom, he yells out in the theater, he's like, how are they reading each other's minds? And I was like, oh no, nobody, it's sign language. He's like, oh, well, how do they talk like that? I'm like, see how they're using their hands. And I guess he didn't, until that moment, didn't really know what sign language was.
She is, where is she? Damn it, I just had it. No, I've lost it. Jaya, Jia is the character's name. Jaya.
Yeah, I really liked her. I thought she was awesome.
She was the last part of the tribe too, from Skull Island. I was kind of disappointed by that. I was sad by that.
And this movie was basically just a sequel to Skull Island with Godzilla in it.
Yeah, we're going through a Godzilla in. Here you go. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Skull Island really, they do talk about Hollow Earth and that theory and stuff a lot. And then it gets mentioned in King of the Monsters a couple times, I think, and the people are calling him kind of crazy, like a crackpot.
Yeah, because they're trying to figure out how Godzilla can get to different places of the world
so quickly.
Yeah. I'm happy. I just don't want them to go back and like push Hollow Earth in every film or go back and try to edit it in like they do with the dice from freaking Star Wars that Han Solo has. No one noticed them for 8 films. Stop it.
And they were only in for a brief second.
Yeah. I'm giving you.
They went from regular dice to, well, we got to change them. They can't just be like regular looking dice.
No. Hey, Leia, here's your dice. I don't know. I don't know what those are.
I will say my favorite part of this film is when Godzilla goes Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon with his shoulder.
Oh, when he separates
he just walks up to a building and pops it, and it's like this. And I'm like, immediately, I just thought of Lethal Weapon.
And that's a pretty big shoulder to just pop back into place.
Yes, it is.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
All right, let's go.
I did like how in Skull Island he's somewhat smart, but not really. Like they don't really dwell on that. But like 30 years later, this guy is the smartest motherfucking ape I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I got everything. I got the.
Well, that's because he's getting ready to take over.
Okay.
Planet of the Apes is going to happen. He's going to be the king.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that. I do like how they ended it. Non-spoilers, but like you can make a Godzilla or a Kong film and not have to interact with each other. I like how they did that.
Yes.
And I'm more interested in a Kong film now than I am with a Godzilla film.
And the ending of this was supposed to be an after credit scene. And when they like cut everything together, they were like, well, they didn't like how it just ended. So then they added that last little piece.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
I mean, it works. It worked.
Yeah. I was shocked that it was under 2 hours. I was really surprised by that. It was an hour and 53 minutes, I think, because I paused at one point and it was like 15 or 20 minutes left. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like,
well, at this point you're used to Snyder cut. So you're just like, what? It's less than 2 hours. What? I don't know what to do.
Release the Chandler cut. I want the 2 hour and 45-minute film. 45 minutes of just Kyle Chandler. I want to know his job. I want to know what's going on. The interesting thing is there is a Ghidorah's head out there. They've only found 2. So that was interesting. There's one in Mecha, Godzilla. Yes. There's one in that Ren, which was a nice callback to the old that he was
as the brain
into. Very what was that? Pacific Rim type?
And they didn't really like dive into his character very much, saying because isn't he the son of Ken Watanabe's character? Because they have the same last name, so I assume that there was a relation there.
I believe he is. I believe that was the
Serizawa,
son of the late monarch. Yep.
Okay. Because I mean, it doesn't get mentioned, or I guess people are just gonna assume.
Yeah, his goal is trying to protect the Earth. However, the means to his goal differ from his father. So they stated he doesn't believe he was heard by his father. So now he's mad. So
now he's mad.
Yeah.
Always have to have an issue.
Father issues.
So you know what? I'm gonna help build a giant Godzilla robot.
Yes. What else you got going on this Sunday? Nothing. I'm just gonna build a robot.
Just a robot. It's cool.
And I like how Mecha Godzilla just turned right away. Yeah, I'm done with this. Hey, you. I'm going to just go and start taking over. I don't care. Okay, fine.
Well, when you're using the conscience of Ghidorah, that can happen.
So the third one is out there, the third head. So I'm hoping I'm guessing that's going to be the basis.
Well, I'm wondering if the third head that's out there, is it still the one that was at the end credit scene of King of the Monsters that Charles Dance has?
Yeah, the crazy environmentalist, the really, yeah, I agree. I think it has to be with him because he does not look like he would sell it to Apex.
No,
because Apex was trying to protect the Earth, and he's just like, scorch it. I want a whole new Earth.
Yeah, because they were releasing the Titans so that we can kind of start over.
Yeah. Now, if you have to rank them, the top of these four films, obviously 1998 Godzilla is the top, but we're not counting that in this one. Baby raptors. So the top four, what's your ranking? What's your number 4? What's your least favorite?
Oh, I like all four of them. It's really, really tough. I would probably say the 2014 Godzilla, maybe probably towards the bottom.
We were talking about this on our podcast this week, and I got talked into that Godzilla 2014 probably is the worst of them. I love them all.
I mean, it's still good. I like the concept, and I do like that, Cloverfield on the ground Godzilla type of thing. And watching it now, do you watch Letterkenny?
No, I do not. I've heard I should.
Because one of the guys from Letterkenny is in Godzilla. He's the head of the parajumpers.
Oh God, yeah, okay.
So after watching a lot of Letterkenny and then going back and seeing this, it does not compute. I just want him to be like pitter patter before they jump out or something.
So my thought is, and my question is this, and I won't know until I watch it with my son. So my son has seen the other 3. Now I'm wondering, like the first one, Godzilla was so good because you haven't seen Godzilla in 20 years, like in American cinema, and there was a mystery of him. So every time they closed the door and you didn't see like the whole fight, you're like, oh no, I want more of it. I wonder now that he's seen Godzilla in the other 3 films, or 2 of the 3, he's going to be like, whatever.
Like, give me Godzilla.
There's no mystery there.
Yeah, because that one does kind of just set up that mystery until you really get to see him in the final fight.
Yeah.
And then,
so I'll go with you on that. I'll say Godzilla 2014 is probably going to be my least favorite, even though I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like them all. So this is really tough to rank them, because my 2 and 3, I could, depending on the day, on these, I could flip flop. So my 2 and 3 would be King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong. I love them both. But I mean, I don't know which one I would put above the other because they were just fun, and I like the fights. I think Godzilla versus Kong might have a slight edge over King of the Monsters for that fight in Tokyo, and then when the 2 of them are fighting Mechagodzilla, it was just awesome.
I might. So my issue is I would flip flop 3 and 4 depending on the day, and my number 3 is Godzilla versus Kong, because the side plot really kills me on that. But the fight scenes are so good. The fight scenes are really good. I mean, just like King of the Monsters, at any time that he and Ghidorah are going to fight, I'm like, yes, I'm ready. So then I'm going to go with King of the Monsters at 2, especially after watching it the second time. I really liked it a lot better, more than I thought the first time. And then I'm going to go with Skull Island. And I guess Skull Island's your one. Skull Island is my number 1.
Okay. And what's funny, when I saw that in the theaters, I was like, it was all right. It was fine. It was fine. Like, I was very like mediocre about it. And I've watched it multiple times since. And like that next viewing, I was like, this movie is a lot better than I think I gave it credit for originally. Yeah. And on this rewatch, I'm like, I really like this movie. Like, some of my big complaints were they don't give some of the characters kind of a big enough story. Like the guy with, trying to write a letter to his kid. Like I didn't feel the emotion that probably they wanted me to before he died. with that whole situation, but I still liked it. I really do.
I think Skull Island, I've seen.
You got 3 Marvel characters in there. You got
do.
Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, and Loki.
Going back and watching Skull Island just like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, that really is Brie Larson. Like, how is that possible? Like, you don't even notice and think about it. And
then you have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the 2014. So.
Yeah. And then you kind of wasted Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Poor
that
Bryan.
was my big complaint of the first one is he didn't. They probably only had him for like a couple days.
Yeah. I will say Skull Island I've seen more times than the other ones, multiple times more. And my only complaint with that one is Samuel L. Jackson's character kind of gets annoying at points, and his motive for it.
Yeah,
dude, this is a big damn ape. You're not killing it. You're not killing it, Nick. I know you're the tough guy. That was my one issue with it, but overall, I enjoyed it.
And that one too, like I wanted to explore more of Skull Island and those creatures too, because I was like, oh, there's some cool creatures here, like those big bug things with like the tree legs. And I'm like,
yes, that's just cool. Into there. Like, why are you sitting on me, dude? Yeah, move. I love the spider. The spider scene is one of my favorites. Like when they're looking up and they think it's just a tree, and it's like, oh no, that's not a tree. Yeah. I just like the reaction from the military guys. And I love
military guys. It's always like shoot first.
Yes, your guys out there, don't mind, just shoot.
Shoot.
And I like Kong killing the giant octopus squid. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
just digging in and I'm eating this. My question is,
or when he takes the tree and just slides it off and he uses it as a baseball bat.
Yes. And I like I said, I like that they introduced a lot more titans or creatures in the world. I still have an issue of how Kong can still eat enough, because he's going to have to take a lot to eat, and there's got to be a certain limit on the monsters on Skull Island, is what I'm guessing.
I don't know, and he's got some sort of stash.
He has to. Giant bananas. But no, I like Skull Island the best. If you've seen the other 3, you have to watch Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, absolutely. And if you've seen the other 3, you may have already watched.
Yeah.
Godzilla
right, should have by now. So
I mean, because it's easily attainable. You HBO Max, you can just watch it at home. I'm enjoying this HBO Max movies released at home too. Like, I'm super excited for Mortal Kombat in a few weeks.
We're going to have to watch that and review it, Brad. I'm excited about Mortal Kombat.
I'm really excited for it.
In the Heights is coming.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what
the
else.
The one that's up for debate right now, because Godzilla did very well in the theater, is they're still they're not solidified on if Dune is going to be HBO Max. They're promoting it as it is, but they're saying there's a chance it's going theater only.
I would say that Dune should probably go to HBO Max too. I don't think you're going to get that huge of a crowd with Dune. I really don't.
You'll get a crowd, get a lot of fans, but some of the, like Godzilla versus Kong, you're gonna bring families and kids and everybody just to watch this big fight. Dune, you're not gonna get the families and the kids to watch.
Does anybody remember the original film? The original film of Dune was awful. I mean, let's be real. That was a 4-hour snooze fest. I think for Dune, I think it would do better on HBO. I would watch it on HBO Max. I'm not going to watch it in theaters. I have no interest in this property.
And we got Matrix 4 is another one we're getting this year. Space Jam.
I have no interest in that property at all. No. Actually, you know what? I'll watch Space Jam.
That's another one. My kids will enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no Pepe Le Pew. He was kind of creepy back in the 60s, people. I mean, I love Pepe Le Pew, but it was kind of creepy back then, too. I mean, just because...
Just now realizing that he's not a good person, a good skunk.
I mean, I enjoyed the cartoons. Don't mind. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But he never was really a good good character. People, let's be real here. So, well, Brad, I appreciate this. It's fun time.
Yeah.
I love doing these reviews.
All right, before we wrap up, where can everybody find you and History of Bad Ideas?
You can find us on all podcasting things, History of Bad Ideas. We drop every Tuesday night. It's a weekly geek roundtable. And we have great guests on. Brad, you have to come on soon. I
need to. Yep.
Once you settle down there. And every week you can find us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast and History of Bad Ideas on Facebook, where we put a lot of pop culture news out there every day. So,
and as for me, you can find the Cinema Guys on any of your podcatchers. We do a show every other week. We are just three friends that like, talking movies. We do top lists and then whatever our movie of the week. We just released our Snyder Cut episode this week. Right now we're taking a little break till the end of April while I move, and then we'll be back after that. But you can find us at the Cinema Guys on Twitter. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, but we're out there.
How long was your Snyder Cut podcast episode?
53 minutes. It's one of our longer episodes recently.
Damn you, Snyder. He makes everyone
even making my shows longer.
It was actually 35 minutes, but everybody asked to release the Snyder Cinema Guys cut. I get it. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. You can also buy new T-shirts from you guys, too. 1-star review T-shirts.
Yep. We did make some 1-star review T-shirts. You can get those on TeePublic.
You've now inspired Jeff and I to make T-shirts about our 1-star review about the eating. So I think I told Jeff that he needs to. It's one of those
things that, just like movies, we're not for everybody. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't. We're just, embracing the
hate. You're embracing the Anakin side of you.
Yep. Well, all right. Well, thank you, Jason, for doing another one of these joint reviews. I had so much fun doing them. And I'm sure we will be back soon with another one of these. Just follow us on our YouTube channels, History of Bad Ideas and the Cinema Guys on YouTube. That's where we put these.
See you guys.